Elon Musk has a private message, specifically for you. Pause, don't rush past that. That's not an ordinary notification. This isn't just another pop-up or algorithm trick. No, not tonight. This message is different, and it's dissolving in the background even as you listen. Before it disappears, before it's erased like a dream on waking, it's here, and only you can answer it. Right now, behind every screen from Shanghai to San Francisco, people are racing and scrolling and searching for the next thing that might change everything. But this is not for them, this is for you. Every few years, something escapes the noise, a message that slips through the cracks. Think back, when was the last time something truly personal landed in your lap? Not a blast email, not a viral ad, but a whisper, an inside secret, a message you almost missed. Only the ones who stop and really listen remember it happened at all. Elon Musk, the man whose voice can bend the markets and whose ambition hops over the planet like it's a chessboard, isn't known for sending private messages. He's known for grand gestures, outsized risks, bets that make the world nervous. But sometimes, those who live loudest also know the power of discretion. Sometimes, the biggest shifts begin in secret, in signals not meant to be shared with everyone at once, only a select, stubborn few willing to pause and decode what's meant for them. Lean in with me for a second, let the rest of your world fade into the background noise. Forget the endless pinging of group chats, the looping headlines, the 5-second attention span the internet tries to compress your life down into. Because this isn't a message you can save for later. The clock is running. It's pixelated on the edge of your awareness, here, then almost gone. And still, you're here, listening, which means you're already in the small circle of people who might respond before it's too late. Maybe you're skeptical. Maybe you've learned to expect disappointment. How many exclusive announcements have you seen this week? How many times have you been told you're missing out, only for the secret to turn into the same old pitch, the bland comfort of zero risk and zero reward? Push that cynicism aside, for just the next breath. Because there actually are contenders, outsiders, and a rare kind of message that isn't about extraction, it's about awakening something restless in you that refuses to settle. Now, about this message, it isn't going viral. It doesn't have a sponsor. It's not on a billboard overlooking Times Square. It's passed along like a relay baton, quiet, almost hidden, waiting for a hand bold enough to take it and run a different lap. Elon Musk, the master of spectacle, knows some things should only be whispered. Not because they're less valuable, but because value multiplies in the hands of the few who listen. That is you, right now, in this private moment. The world shrinks to a tunnel from Elon's world to yours. Let's talk about what's really at stake. The world trades in borrowed urgency, rush, click, act fast, limited spots, hype, hype, hype. It all melts into static. But the only urgency that's ever real is the kind that can't be manufactured. It's when you sense that you are the missing variable. That there's a seat at the table reserved, not for anyone, but for someone, a person whose fingerprints aren't already smudged across 1,000 generic chances. This message is disappearing because the world is too quick to swallow what's rare. If you wait, it's gone. Not to be cruel, but because anything worth catching rarely waits for slow hands. Picture for a moment, a blank screen illuminated by a single incoming message. The first word is your name. The second, a question, are you still awake? Not in the literal sense, but inside, awake enough to spot real from fake, opportunity from bait. In this split second, you already know the answer. Yes. Or you wouldn't still be listening, heart ticking a little faster. Because here's the secret, every real message is a risk. Elon never played by the rules, because the world's rules are written to keep the routine safe, keep everything predictable. But you, just by showing up here, by letting this whisper wrap around you, by holding space in a silence most people can't tolerate for more than a few seconds, you've opted out of the average. That alone changes the probability of what comes next. Think how every breakthrough begins, not with a public announcement, not with a stock surge, but with a single spark, sometimes a text, a DM, a midnight phone call. The recipient almost always doubts it at first. But they answer. They listen. They open the window instead of turning off the light. Tonight, you're at that window. Elon's message is hanging just out of reach. Maybe it's about a new world, maybe it's about an old dream that never let you go. Whatever it is, the nature of private messages is that you only get to find out if you refuse to look away before the signal fades. Take a breath, and let the weight of this moment rest on your shoulders. Most people are out there, glassy-eyed beneath flickering screens, already writing tomorrow as a rerun of today. But not you, not now. You're caught between the tick of curiosity and the talk of reality. The choice is never clear. But for a blink of time, you get to be the exception. Let the message hover, strange and thrilling. Feel your own pulse racing with the what-if of what you're about to do next. This private message from Elon Musk is vanishing, and only you can decide if you'll read it before it disappears. So, you're still here. That tells me something about you, maybe more than you'd admit to yourself. Most people would have drifted away by now, eyes glazed, thumb ready for the next dopamine hit, mind slipping back into the comfort of someone else's urgency. But not you. Not tonight. There's a reason you've leaned in, letting each word draw you closer to the center of something quietly electric. Maybe it's the word private, maybe it's the name Elon Musk, or maybe it's just that restless, undeniable itch that says, this time, don't let it pass. Let's break the pattern together, right here. Turn off that little voice that says, it's just hype, it's always hype. For once, pretend the world is as strange as you secretly wish it could be, just for a few more minutes, let yourself believe that something rare could have landed right in your lap. There's no harm in suspicion, but there's a cost to cynicism that nobody talks about until it's too late. The cost is all the moments you don't even remember losing. Picture the world outside your window, millions of people crossing each other's paths, their futures tangled up in decisions that never quite get made. Most sleepwalk through numbered days, living inside routines polished until they shine. But a private message is never sent to the sleepwalkers. It's coded for the restless, those whose imagination hasn't dulled, for the few who are willing to read between the lines when everyone else is reading headlines. You might be wondering, what even is this message? Why does the idea of something sent by Elon Musk, meant only for you, create such a stir inside your chest? Is it the fear of missing out, or is it the ancient, undimmable hope that something, anything, could break the cycle, change the script, make you feel less invisible? Elon's message, the one flickering on the edge of your awareness, isn't another empty promise. In fact, what if, for the first time, the secret is real, and the only test is your willingness to pursue it long enough to see its edges become clear? Let's drop the metaphors for a second. What if I told you that great stories start like this, not with certainty, but with the willingness to be surprised? The world's been trained to expect disappointment, to think that every exclusive is just another ploy. But the quiet, stubborn truth is that only those who risk disappointment ever end up catching opportunity. Suspense and skepticism are two sides of the same coin. Did you really think all those game changers in history just waited for proof before answering their call? Let's get personal. You already know Elon Musk isn't looking for people who wait for everyone else to believe first. He searches for those who move. Who click. Who say yes before certainty is on the table. The world tells you to play safe, but the future is built by people who open their windows at midnight when the rest of the block is fast asleep. Now, let's go deeper. What if this message isn't just a note in your inbox or a hidden text on your phone? What if it's a mirror, a prompt, a chance for you to see yourself sharper and clearer than before? Elon's private messages aren't about selling, they're about seeing. About actually being noticed in a world that mostly sees only what can be measured and sold. When was the last time you felt seen? Not because you performed, or pleased, or played it cool, but because you mattered without needing to be filtered or curated? You're thinking, could this actually be for me? The truth? That's a decision only you can claim. The future, the real one, isn't written by the people with the most information. It's written by those who answer when nobody else will, who step forward while the rest are waiting for the guarantee to materialize. You get one pass at this timeline. Most people spend it spectating, but some, just a tiny fraction, step out of the crowd and take what nobody else was even looking for. Picture it with me, you check your device, and for one flashing instant, your name, first and last, appears in the sender's field. The message doesn't yell or dangle rewards. Instead, it's brief, a bit cryptic, almost meditative. Are you out there? Or did you blend in? What would you do? Would you freeze, waiting for more proof, or would you answer back, even if your heart was pounding? Here's a rude truth: waiting never guarantees safety, it only guarantees sameness. Elon Musk doesn't have patience for trophies handed to the cautious. He rewards those who dare, those who think impossible is just a speed bump between here and the next road. Every legend, every movement, every piece of tech that changed how we live, started with someone answering a private message others pretended wasn't sent. Pause now. Let your thoughts run. Let your mind hang in the suspense, savoring the unspoken invitation. If you walk away now, you'll never know. Disappears means what vanishes isn't the opportunity, it's the version of you that almost caught a glimpse beyond the ordinary. If you're still here, you're already in rare company. The message hasn't vanished, yet. There's time, thin and precious, slipping through your fingers. Every second you stay, every inch you lean in, is another spark away from a rerun of yesterday. Breathe again, imagine the notification still lighting up your screen, asking, will you answer, or will you let this blur into forgotten static? You already know the truth, nobody else will notice if you let it go. But you will. The best secrets in life aren't kept from you, they're kept for you. So, what happens if you reply before it disappears? The story's next chapter is yours. Still with me, that's rare. Most people would have already given up chasing the meaning, switched their focus, let their eyes drift. But you're here. Listen, there's a thread connecting us now, running through this word and the next. You haven't let the uncertainty push you away. You're letting it open a door, and that door, tonight, is one step closer to something most never even glimpsed. You know, the world will always try to deaden this sense of anticipation. Every time you get close to the edge of something genuine, curiosity, hope, maybe even a twinge of reckless possibility, it dials up the distractions. Another headline, another alert, another chance to slip back into the comfort zone. But there's a rhythm beneath the noise, and right now, you're tuned to it while so many others have fallen asleep to the pulse of repetition. Let's be honest together. You probably want me to tell you exactly what the private message says, right? What does Elon Musk have on his mind that he'd send out not to a crowd, not as a PR stunt, but as a one-to-one signal meant for someone who listened past the easy part? It's tempting to hope the message just spells everything out, that it names the next step for you, wraps up the risk in guarantees. But here's the truth: if life handed you a script, it would only ever make you an actor. The best stories are improvised. The biggest moves are unscripted, unanswered, sometimes even unfinished. Elon's message isn't about what you're given, it's about what you do with what you already have. That's the pulse at the core of the private message. Are you prepared to move before you know for sure? To act even while the outcome is wrapped in mist? Let's contrast for a second. The crowd watches as stories are made, safe in the knowledge that someone braver, richer, or luckier will make the leap for them. One day, they say. When the time is right. But here's something wild: the clock never really tells you when the time is right. The world's secret is that there is no perfectly mapped moment. There are only these sparks, unscheduled, unpredictable. So if Elon's message landed in your hands, and inside was just a line, open-ended, maybe only a question mark, what would you do? Would you put it off, worried about looking foolish? Or would you claim the uncertainty as proof that this moment was made for you? Now, let me flip the view, from your side to his. Imagine Elon Musk watching people move through life. How many do you think actually notice what doesn't shout for their attention? How many absorb more than what's on the surface? Not many. That's why private messages aren't meant for crowds. They're designed for signal seekers, people who chase meaning, who let questions settle into their bones instead of demanding answers be gift-wrapped. Maybe tonight is the night you realize you're one of those people. Maybe the message isn't an instruction, maybe it's a challenge. Or a mirror, reflecting whether you'll ignore the strange pull in your chest, or finally let it change your course. Let's sit in this suspense for a breath. Picture the message again: your name, the strange rush in your body, the sense that you're at the edge of something unusual. You've been here before, haven't you? Maybe not with Elon Musk, but with your own what-ifs. Life is made of near misses, almosts, crossroads where all you had to do was reply before the window closed. Remember, disappearance is not always about what is erased, but about what is left unclaimed. If you walk away now, nothing bad will probably happen right away. The world won't mock you, the skies won't darken. Life will just continue, predictable, kind of faded at the corners, a little more beige. But you'll know. You'll know you let the message disappear, and with it, the possibility it carried. Here's the thing: not all messages are digital. Sometimes, they arrive as a sudden thought at midnight, a lingering sense that you're not done yet, an itch in your mind that doesn't let you go back to sleep. These are the messages that demand answers, not applause. Elon Musk's entire career is peppered with such moments. Not one defining leap, but a lifetime of opening doors everyone else ignored. His private message to you isn't a secret blueprint, it's an echo of possibility, a call only heard by those willing to answer. Are you that person? Are you willing to grab what's flickering before it fades out for good? Let's get painfully direct. What's the risk in saying yes before the message disappears? It's the risk of feeling foolish, of discovering it was only an invitation with nothing behind it. But what's the risk of waiting, doubting, freezing? That's heavier. That's the risk of never learning what your life might look like if you'd answered the call. Consider this: every friend you admire, every story that made you jealous, began with someone stepping off the storyline and doing something unscripted before certainty arrived. That's the thing no one tells you: the feeling of suspense is a gift, it means you're still alive to a changing story. Elon Musk's message to you could fade with the next notification. Or you could write yourself in as the person who remembered to answer before it was too late. Your life isn't a script, it's a conversation with possibility. The message is still there, but not for long. Read it before it disappears. You've made it this far, that alone sets you apart from nearly everyone who started. Most people tuned out long ago, letting distraction overrule curiosity, letting sameness blanket what was meant for the sharp edge of possibility, but not you. You stayed. You kept listening, kept holding the question open. That is rare. That is precious. That, truly, is the only test that matters when private messages cross into your orbit. That willingness to stay awake, uncomfortable, open. So the clock ticks on. The message, Elon's message, hovers, pixelated, half unread. Maybe you're thinking, do I really change anything by answering? Or does the world just keep spinning anyway? Here's the honest answer, the world does keep spinning. But stories, the ones worth retelling, only spin differently when someone stops waiting and finally answers the impossible invitation. You are holding something bigger than you realize right now, the power to prevent a message from being forgotten. The ability to refuse to let meaning vanish in the shuffle. Let's look hard at what stands between you and that choice. Is it fear? Fear that this is just make-believe, that you'll risk a flicker of hope and nothing will change? Or is it that deeper fear, that uncomfortable knowledge that maybe something could shift if you dared enough to respond? That maybe, just maybe, you are this message's final intended recipient, and you can no longer hide from the possibility that something personal could upend the routine that has kept you safely anonymous. Imagine this, the notification blinking on your lock screen. Your name, stark and bold. The subject is simple, for your eyes only. You hesitate. Your finger hovers above the open button. For a split second, all the noise recedes and there's only one thing left, the decision. Will you read? Or will you let the chance bleed out into ordinary time? Because here's a truth you can feel if you slow down, most missed moments aren't lost in disaster, they're lost in indecision. The biggest cost in life isn't failure, it's unclaimed potential. Elon Musk's message, at its core, is only about activation. It's a tip, a nudge, a permission to leap. And tonight, the leap is entirely yours. Take a slow, deep breath. Close your eyes, really, do it. Let the possibilities parade just out of reach. What if the message is an invitation to something small, a new connection, a daring question, the courage to admit you're bored with the old script and hungry for the next chapter? Or what if it's a bigger call, the chance to contribute, to add your spark to something world-changing, to finally say out loud, I'm not here to blend in, I'm here to add up to something more. Don't let fear talk you out of it now. Doubt has never built a legacy. The people you wish you could be, their bridges are built out of yes, not excuses. Elon knows it. You know it. Ignoring this message is the default path back to the world you've already memorized. Answering, even with uncertainty, maybe especially with uncertainty, is the only road forward. Let's imagine, for just one last moment, what's on the other side. If you hit reply, if you open, if you read every word before it vanishes, you'll never again be the person whose chance was lost to hesitation. You'll be the one who tested the edges, who let curiosity outrun comfort, who risked something new. And what if, inside the message, is nothing more than this? A reminder that you are already qualified, already seen, already called, by the mere fact that you stayed present till the end. That the world's biggest transformations never begin in crowds. They always start in private, with a single, trembling decision, to answer the call while the rest let it fade. Elon Musk's message isn't magic. It won't hand you the keys to Mars, or $1 million, or a viral headline. But it will do this: it will rewrite your story, just a little. It will remind you that the most important moments are the ones you nearly walked away from. It will ask you, once and for all, are you the kind of person who lets doors close before checking what's behind them? Or are you someone who reaches, who risks, who tries? Tonight is ending soon. The message signal is fading, the chance is evaporating like mist in morning. The world is about to reset itself, same news, same noise, same routine. Except for you. Because tonight you proved you can stay present, stay hopeful, stay awake to the secrets hidden in plain sight. That is a gift the world can never take back. One last pause, just you, your future, and the private message on the brink of disappearing. Give yourself the answer you want your future self to remember. Owe yourself at least that much. Don't file tonight away as almost. Don't let your turn at the window close with you on the outside. There's no penalty for courage. There's just the knowledge that, when the world decided to whisper, you actually listened. Because that's what the best messages do. They don't tell you the ending, they open the page and let you write it before it vanishes. Elon Musk has a private message. Read it. Don't wait. Not this time, read it before it disappears.